Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have the Lost Darling by Bailey Black. So I did actually listen to the Audible. I don't know why. I could have just read this, literally read it, because this is how thin the book is. It's literally the size of my finger. So this is the cover. This is, of course, if you haven't tell by the picture and the pretty much the title, this is a Peter Pan retelling. There is 2 other books in this series as well. So it says, second star to the left and continue till morning. I got that line tattooed on my wrist the day I turned 21. So much symbolism in such a simple sentence. At the time, it was a nod to the future and the infinite possibilities to come, reminding me to remember the past and to look for the magic in the world. So growing up, nothing was ever what it seems. The shift of leaves were on the trees and a fairy skipping by. Shooting stars were a chance to make wishes. Shadows were a soul stuck between this world and the next, mirroring a life they would once had. So my imagination was limited, and the world of wonderful adventures waiting to unfold. It's easy to lose the sense of wonder what the weight of life on your shoulders, and I wanted a reminder to get me through the hard days. So most importantly, it was just an ode to the boy who earned the title of my first crush. Even if he was animated, Peter Pan wasn't the saviour with the damsel kind of prince. He was daring and selfless and took care of the one he loved. He was a friend to all, but was never afraid to fight the pirates when their moral compass broke. Wendy was an idiot for leaving him. She rushed home to a heartless world full of men willing to lie through their teeth to get down her pants. But that's just the beauty of a book. The characters are perfectly flawed, damaged just enough that we still love them, whereas reality is nothing but empty promises and the baggage of the size of mountains. The day I got my tattoo, I would have given anything to be whisked away into the fairy tale. My world was crumbling, and all I wanted to go back to is life was a bit simple. I didn't realise I had sealed my fate in ink. Branded myself as one of the lost. Neverland was everything the stories made it to be. Beautiful, full of magic, and filled with the handsome men and the deranged pirates. But then the author of my favourite tale left out the one crucial detail. In order to get there, you have to die. So when I read that, I was like, oh, okay, I wonder what you mean. It did not tell me how this whole book was going to be freaking crazy, right? So it starts off with, Wednesday, our main character, she is basically sitting at the bar, she's drinking this, I can't remember the berry that was like a beautiful red, kind of like sunset kind of colour. And because she's drinking the berry, because she was like, 6 months ago, I was coming home from work, I think it's and she walked into a ex-boyfriend now, obviously, having sex basically with her sister. Yeah, really? So her sister Talia basically got whatever she wanted, and the point is that so whenever Wednesday wanted something, she would not have it because her sister was like, "No, I'm taking it away." So every boy she liked, Talia would basically have them and have them in the bed, basically, and she was peed. So actually, at the place where she's drinking is actually at her sister's wedding. Like they're having the bridesmaid, the bridesmaid and grooms where they have their separate things. I can't remember what it's called. So what both these people said, the one that Talia was getting married to. So basically, they said, this is the last night where we're going to basically screw any other person, any other men for her or women, and women for this other guy, and they'll do whatever until their wedding day. The wedding day is when they will just do each other. That is it. So they were off, sex galore with anyone else, okay? They were doing it with anyone else they could basically hit on. And Wednesday was even there as a bridesmaid. She was there just as a sister, which was absolutely, I was like, no, I don't want to go to your shitty, excuse my language, crappy kind of wedding where you and my ex-boyfriend are getting married now. That's just not right. And obviously Talia had to take one step to her. Oh yeah, I was doing this. Oh, I was doing that. I was just like, I want to punch this girl in the face because I really hate her. Then obviously Wednesday's like, right, this guy, the bartender gave her a drink. She was like, oh thanks, how much are you? She goes, no, don't worry, this guy paid for you over the board. She's like, this guy's hunking like, good looking. She's gone up to him going, thanks for the drink. Even though she was like Slowly pissed. Next, you know, she's making out with this guy at this place. Talia doesn't even know because she's in her own freaking world because she's a stupid bitch. And everything like that, right? Next, you know, obviously her friend was, so Talia's friend was basically telling Wednesday she's got to leave because the boat leaves in a minute. So obviously the next morning, Talia comes in doing the strut of the slut shame walk, basically. She didn't actually do it with someone, she just gave him a BJ. And she was like, oh my god, like, I gave him his crooked thing. It was like, if I did anything harder, he would like do anything. Like, he didn't say anything, but if I just kept going, he would just ignore it. I was like, oi, I just want to, you be. She was like, literally, like, Wednesday, she's literally just lounging in the lounge chair with her Kindle in her hand, reading a book, right? And obviously, Talia comes around going, oh, I heard you made that one. Oh my god, you're such a slut. You're such a whore. I'm like, to the one that say that's doing it herself before she even gets married to someone else. Like, dude, no. And then obviously we move on to the boating. They've gone on a boat, and obviously Talia was like, well, this, you know how away she is. And obviously Wednesday bumped into Peter. Peter was the guy she saw, and he was like, oh, I miss you, kind of thing. Like, he's broody, like, acts like, oh, I miss you, like that growl, ugh, right? And then Talia and her friend, so they missed the bit, like, Talia's gonna try and get away with this Peter. So obviously Wednesday in the head's going, right, that's it, he's gone, that's it, I'll never see him again. So Talia's like stroking his arm. Oh, I really like Peter Pan. He was one of my favourite Disney movies, retellings. Even though it's not, it's actually Wednesdays. And he's like, bitch, get out my way, please, because I ain't interested in you. I'm interested in this woman right here. He was like, if you don't mind, we have some things that we got to do. And she was like, oh my god, Wednesday, I didn't realize you were such a bitch. Who could have thought? And then she goes to him, oh, she couldn't even remember your name. Like, oh, how upsetting. She had a boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend dumped her 6 months ago because she hasn't had any sex since then. I was like, oh my goodness, if that wasn't, dude. And he was like, oh, don't worry, she won't be forgetting my name. I was like, mm-hmm. Then obviously they go down to the front of the boat, and obviously he gives her like a truth and dare. They start doing playing truth or dare. She then tells him what her fear is, and he basically uses that to basically that's how she died. So basically she went into the space to Neverland where she died. She meets Cass. Cass is another basically person, Faye, I think he said. He's different from the people. And screws him because Peter basically killed her, and she was not going to forgive him. And Cass basically marked her, and Peter was not happy about that, but we know we love to find a way to piss off Peter. And then it gets close to the end where she finally gives in, because she accidentally walks into Peter's room and see him completely naked, and his dong was pretty big. And she was like, oh, sorry. Closed my eyes, have my hands on my eyes. Sorry, I didn't mean that. They kissed. And obviously they left it. And he was like, oh, better count on it. And next night in the morning, he's like, oh, you don't regret this, do you? And he was like leaning over her bed. Tell me to leave. And she was like, no, stay. And next thing you know, she's doing it with him and everything like that. Then everything's changing. Then at the end, kind of confused me just a bit, because then she like, after that happened, she then suddenly drinks wine, and then next thing you know, she blanks out and she can't walk, she can't do anything, and I think she has to like remember everything, how to do everything again. I was like, wait, what's going on? And then she slowly like learns everything, I think, and then just cuts out and was like, okay, I'm just confused. But yeah, interesting book. I did give this 4 stars. I still don't know whether I want to get book 2 yet though. So it's fine if not, if I don't. But a little bit confusing at the end. But that is everything I have today. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time for the book review. Bye.